Today we're going to talk about loops when it comes to manifesting, because most of you are not stuck, you're just repeating. You're waking up every single day, and rather than repeating and reiterating what you prefer, you're repeating the same old story, same old thoughts, same old identity that experiences what you don't prefer. And then you're wondering why nothing is changing, because you're not actually selecting anything new, or you're not selecting anything new in a sustainable way. So you're recreating what's familiar, guys. And this is where a lot of people get confused with manifesting. You'll affirm, you'll visualize, you'll do sats, and you'll say it's done, which, guys, I've said to you is more than enough in a lot of cases, but it's the sustaining of that decision. So 5 minutes later, you're checking, you're reacting, you're spiraling, you're going back to the version of you that doesn't have the desire yet, or is reacting to the outside saying it's not here. So what's actually happening is you're canceling out your own decision in real time. Welcome back, guys, it's Talzi. So today I'm going to talk about this and talk about loops and what's really going on, because it's never that your manifestation is not done or not there. But if you are familiar with this kind of a cycle, let's talk about what Joe Dispenza even says. He says most people wake up and they're emotionally rehearsing their past. So you wake up and before anything even happens, you've already stepped back into the same identity, the same expectations, the same reactions, the same assumptions, the same thoughts, right? So your future, which we know past, present, and future is actually running parallel, everything being created already. Your future is actually just based on your predictable past. But here's where I want to take this a little deeper, because yes, it's very much about habit and consistency, but more so why? It's because it's about your overall identity, because your reality is not responding to what you want. I've said this on other videos, it's responding to who you're being. So if you keep returning to the same version of you more consistently, the one that has not your desire or has what you don't prefer, this is going to be your experience. So this is why you see it in a lot of relationship cycles, hot and cold, no contact, mixed signals. People think, why does this keep happening to me? What's actually really happening at the core is you keep returning to the identity that expects inconsistency. So you keep experiencing it. So what actually changes things? It's not like that one big moment or one perfect affirmation. It's consistency. It's making the state of the wish fulfilled your more dominant state. So it's returning to that again and again and again. So it's actually creating a pattern and a habit where you're thinking in alignment, assuming in alignment with the version of you that has what you want, expects to have what you want. Because this is the part nobody really acknowledges when things appear not to be working out. You're not trying to wave a magic wand at the outside and hope that by waving it once, everything changes. You're not trying to just get it right once or affirm perfectly once. Though, guys, I've told you that sometimes a decision is enough, but it's about what does that affirmation or that decision mean for you? Is that a firm decision? Is it something that you can withhold and withstand in spite of anything, in spite of any temptation to go back to what you don't prefer? It's essentially repetition and rewiring. So let's say your person hasn't texted you. Your old identity says, why haven't they messaged me? Something must be wrong. The identity that you've chosen that says, I'm the one that is loved, pursued, adored, respected, doesn't think much of it, or catches themselves and assumes, well, they must be busy, but they're thinking about me and they want to talk to me. And so you return to that. That becomes your new default, because it is a thought, an assumption, and a way of being that is connected to the version of reality where your wish is fulfilled. Because you're only choosing your experience from the infinite that you could in the quantum field. So you manifest by being consistent in who you are. And over time, that consistency creates stability. And once your state is stable, your reality has no choice but to match it, because it is the state that you're dominantly occupying which manifests your outer experience. And so once your state is stable, your reality has no choice but to match it, because reality doesn't lead, it follows you. So if you feel like you're one of those people that keeps repeating the same loop and keeps returning back to your old identity, that's why I created Reconnect, guys, because most people don't need to know more knowledge or information. The basics are the basics, but they need structure and they need consistency, or they need some support in helping them to return consistently and build this new habit without overthinking and falling back into the same old loops, the same old assumptions, the same way of thinking. And so this isn't about doing more, it's about learning how to come back to your decision over and over and over again, becoming familiar with this habit so this becomes a lifestyle for you. So this should be your new normal, natural, which is, as we know, if we were talking about being in the state of the wish fulfilled or feeling it real, it's about what's natural for you. So you're not doing anything really wrong, but it's where are you living and dwelling consistently. So who are you being when you go to sleep, who are you being when you wake up, and who are you being in the interim? If you're tired of looping in the same old thoughts, reactions and patterns within SP or in other areas of your life, Reconnect Challenge is where we get into that and help you to fix it in a practical way. This is about consistency, not more effort or pushing or forcing. I've put the link to Reconnect in the description of the video, and I've also included a 10-minute survey there where we can work out exactly what your loop is and who you're being in those moments when you do find that you are wavering. And from there, we get to rewire you as a matter of consistency so that you can actually sustain your preferred identity and experience more and more of what you desire, and fast. I hope to see you guys over there, and either way, lots of love. I'll see you in the next one.